Happy January. I'm really excited about our newsletter this month, and honestly, one of the reasons I'm so excited about it is the opportunity to introduce you a little more to my dad. I can honestly say at this stage and age in my life, to be able to do ministry with my dad is such a gift, as he and my mom are faithful volunteers for our weekend experiences. And in April, we're having our pastors only weekend experience. And if you haven't looked into that, it's absolutely free for pastors. I would encourage you to dig into this newsletter and hear about it and learn if there's a pastor that you may know that can come. And my dad's going to speak to the pastors at this one, so I'm really excited about that. But then when I got to Proverbs 4, which is our heart tool for this month, it was just so fitting because it's about a father depositing into his child. And it says this in 4 verse 1, "Hear, O sons, a father's instruction, and be attentive that you may gain insight. For I give you good precepts. Do not forsake my teaching. When I was a son with my father, tender, the only one in the sight of my mother, he taught me and said to me, let your heart hold fast my words. Keep my commandments and live." There are many times that I remember things that my parents deposited in me, whether they were just life tools or whether they were spiritual weapons. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that gift in my life. And I know many of you may say, Denise, I didn't have a dad, or I didn't have a mom, or they didn't know the Lord, and so they didn't deposit things in me. But what I've learned as I've listened to people's stories through the years, because I love listening to people's stories, is I've learned that God always puts people into our story. It may not be our parent, but if we are lacking in some place, he will insert what we need, whether he did it through a coach or a teacher or a youth pastor or a neighbor's dad or mom, or he knows how to get what we need to us. And I am sure many of you, if you stop to remember, had somebody like that in your life. And even now, you're probably living out things that they offered you either through their words or through how they conducted their lives. And so I think it is important and vital at any age to be having fathers and mothers of the faith who continue to pour truth into our hearts, that we can hold on to them so that we, as this passage says, we can live. So I want to encourage you, first of all, to go back and remember those people who have been fathers and mothers to you in your life. And I want you to consider the things that they've taught you. But then I want to encourage you in this season of life to look for those spiritual fathers and mothers who can continue to deposit in you in this season of your life, so that you can then pass them on to the next generation, which we should always be doing. We should always be reaching the generation coming after us. So as I am living this life that I walk, I'll call my dad and we'll talk through things and biblical truths, and we love to process scripture together and talk about scripture. I have Ken Edwards, who is a spiritual father. I'll say father, we'll say brother, because he can be an honorary older brother too, in my life. And I continue to listen to and seek out the spiritual guidance and leading that he can give me. Dr. Albert Lemons, who's been a spiritual mentor to me now for almost 8 years, pours into my heart and life. And then out of that, I pour into the generations coming after me, because it is a spiritual principle. And it says if we do it, if we pour those things into our heart, we will live. And that is living an abundant life, the life we were created for. So God did not abandon you, even if you didn't have a father and a mother. He had people in your story that he strategically placed there, intentionally placed there for your growth and development. And he has them there now. Seek them out. Don't miss them. And then those spiritual life-giving truths that they pour into you, you go find somebody and you pour them into them so that they can live too.